Right, children, we go to the next point, that is land use. Now, what is land use? When land is put under variety of uses such as agriculture, mining, grazing, building houses, setting up factories, laying of roads, it is called as land use. Now, what are the factors that depend on the usage of land? There are two factors. They are physical factors such as depends on the soil we use according to the land. If the soil is very fertile, it is used more. The climate, the water availability, and the minerals found there. The second part is the human factors, which means the population and availability of technology there. How much of population is there and what kind of technology will be available. So according to these two factors, we use the land. Now let us look into your textbooks on page number 10, table 2.1. You can see how land is used in other countries. So if you see, India has the highest 57% of its total land area is under cropland. That is why we are an agricultural country. And you can see Japan, highest 67% of land is under forest. Canada, if you see, highest is 52% of its total land under other uses. Australia has 56 of its total land under pasture land. What is pasture? For grazing animals. And the world average is 11% cropland, 26% pasture land, 31% forest area, and 32% area are put in other uses. So how would you relate the land use pattern of these countries with the probable economic activities? Yes, it's related only in few cases. Like in India, agriculture is its main activity. But if you see Japan, 67% of its area is under forest, but it does not mean that forestry is their main occupation. In fact, it is a very highly industrialized nation. Technology and human resources are the key factors which can change the economic activities of a nation. Understood? Let's now see what are the causes of land degradation. Children, you know, people and their demands are growing every day, and the availability of land is limited, and also the quality of land differs from place to place. So due to these reasons, land gets degraded. There are two types of causes for land degradation. One is man-made causes and other is natural causes. Now let us see the man-made causes. Deforestation means cutting down of trees. Then increasing demands of people leads to construction activities and expansion of agriculture. So because of the growing population, houses are being built and forests have to be cleared for agriculture to provide food to the people. Then overgrazing, if animals overgraze, what happens? The soil becomes loose and then the topsoil gets eroded. Then use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers. What happens due to this? They all seep into the underground water, which makes it unfit for human use later on. Now, what are the natural causes? They are landslides, which means the land just slides down from the slope. Soil erosion, all of you know. Desertification means when trees are cut, then nothing grows. And rain wash, which means it washes away the top layer of the soil. So there are two types of land degradation: man-made causes and natural causes. So children, let us look at the ways in which we can conserve land. Land being an important natural resource, and it provides us with so many things, we must conserve it. So the first way of conserving are afforestation. That means planting of more trees. Second is land reclamation. Whatever the land has gone into the sea, we can reclaim it by putting in more soil so that we get more land to grow crops, which will support human life. and we must judiciously regulate the use of chemical pesticides and fertilizers. As you know, these pesticides then get into the soil and then seeps into the underground water. And we must check on overgrazing. As I told you, what happens with overgrazing? Yes, the soil gets loosened, that is the topsoil gets loosened and it gets eroded fast, and topsoil is the most fertile part of the soil, isn't it? And this supports growth of plants. So these are the ways in which, some of the ways in which we can conserve land. Today now we will see one natural calamity, that is landslide. So you can see in the picture how land is now moving down the slope. So how we can describe landslides? Well, landslides are simply defined as mass movement of rocks or debris of earth down the slope of a mountain. Can you see? It's given here. Lands are a mass movement of rocks, debris or earth down a slope. Now, what are the reasons for landslides? They could be earthquakes, they could be volcanic eruptions, heavy rainfall, or cloud burst, or floods. All these are the reasons for landslides. Now, sometimes these landslides, as you can see here, it is blocking the road. And what happens, sometimes it even blocks the river and causes flash floods. Suddenly that area will be flooded because the land has blocked the river. And sometimes it is due to man-made causes also, like blasting, which is done due to, when is blasting done? Yes, when we have to break the rocks due to commercial activities, when they need to break the rocks to build something there, they do blasting so the rock breaks off. So when this happens, this also causes land to slide down. Now you can see in your books that there is a case study when a landslide hit a Pangi village, which is in Himachal, and it blocked the national highway number 22. Now what happened? This was not due to earthquakes, it was due to blasting. When a blasting took place and the entire land just slided down, and they caused a lot of damage to the road and to the nearby village. Many of the people had to be vacated and many even lost their lives. Okay children, now let us look at the mitigation mechanism. Then what is mitigation mechanism? They are advanced scientific techniques which help us to understand what factors cause landslides and how we can manage them. The first one is by construction of a retention wall to stop the land from slipping. The second is increase in the vegetation cover. That means planting more trees, and when we plant more trees, the trees hold the soil together and prevents the land from sliding. The third that we can do is the surface, we can control the drainage water properly so that the land does not get collected with rainwater and it gets drained away, and this helps in preventing landslides so that the rainwater is flowing properly through the drainage and does not get collected. And the fourth thing that we can do is for hazard mapping. We can send cameras all around. They map the area and locate the areas which are prone to landslide. So once we know that, we can avoid building settlements there. So these are the ways in which we can prevent landslides, and this is called as mitigation mechanism, which is a advanced scientific techniques.